You're listening to The David Pakman Show.
Hey, welcome to the show. I'm David Pakman, and that's right. It's no longer midweek politics. It's now The David Pakman Show. But, Lewis, that pales in comparison as news to what has happened in the last 24 hours. We have election results. More about the name of the show later. I mean, come on. The name of the show. Did you see what happened last night?
Well, I was watching CNN, yeah.
Right. I was flipping all over. And as expected, I think there were some surprises, not that many. The exit polls early in the day confirmed what we already sensed, and the election results eventually confirmed it officially, which is that the Republicans have taken over control of the House. They have not taken over control of the Senate after this midterm election. They have gained a number of different governor's seats. We've got a lot to go through here, Lewis.
We do, indeed.
I don't know where to start. Now, here's the last week on the show, I predicted that the House, let's just go through the House first. The House would go to Republicans. I said 235 to 200. And by the way, if you're chatting with us live on our live Ustream feed, if you're watching live, feel free to tell us what your prediction was and how you did. Lewis had it going to Republicans 240 to 195, so pretty close. Bill Scher, who was in studio with us from liberaloasis.com, said Democrats would hold the House. So his prediction did not fare too well. The numbers that I have here are, we don't have fully confirmed numbers on all. We have 11 seats still not projected, but where we're at right now is 239 for the GOP, 185 for the Democrats, still 11 seats kind of hanging out there, hanging out to dry, so to speak. We need to dry them off and see what the results are. Republicans have taken over. They have won more seats in one election than has ever happened since 1948. We don't know exactly what that number will be. John Boehner won. He will likely be the next Speaker of the House. You know, Lewis, I was thinking, we watched a black president be elected. And by the way, to Natan, I don't know what it is that's playing on our live video feed, but we're seeing graphics from previous shows and all sorts of weird stuff is coming up. But let me go on, though, Lewis.
I think I know where you're going with this.
John Boehner.
We're going to have the first orange Speaker of the House.
That's exactly right. The country is open to people of different colors because we have elected a black president, and now, realistically, we will have an orange Speaker of the House. So John Boehner making some news when he cried last night at his victory speech. I'll play a little bit of that for you. We have video from just all over. Let's get going with this.
Chasing the American dream.
All right. You tell me all right. All right, so John Boehner getting very broken up. And apparently, you know what it must be, Lewis? He must be sad about the fact that in 1994, when the Republicans took over, basically because of Newt Gingrich's leadership and vision, and he was really the catalyst for change, people knew that. And I think John Boehner knows that he is not like Newt Gingrich in 1994. He is really a follower. He is not a leader in this thing. And we'll see what exactly becomes his legacy, assuming he is Speaker of the House. But he is not like Newt Gingrich.
That doesn't mean he can't become that leader.
No, but the thing is, Newt Gingrich was the leader of the House takeover.
Right.
Right. And John Boehner, if anything, would be kind of the de facto leader after other forces put him into that position. It's a very different scenario. And John Boehner, I mean, personality-wise, say what you will about Newt Gingrich, John Boehner is not Newt Gingrich.
I don't even think we can attach a name to this movement.
Well, we'll get to that. I mean, that's a good thing. Is this the Tea Party? I don't think so. I mean, if you look at, so Steve King, to follow up with the Congress, Steve King in Iowa did win. He is certainly a Tea Party candidate, so to speak. Alan Grayson, one of the real progressives from Florida, he's already gone. He didn't even make it very long in the Senate, and he's out. So we can see, Lewis, that the true progressives, the few that there are, many of them did not fare very well here. And in the Senate, we have our numbers last week. I said the Democrats would maintain control 52 to 48. Lewis said it would go to Republicans 51 to 49. Well, the way it's looking right now is 51 to 47, and still with 2 uncalled seats. And both of those are pretty interesting. I'm actually going to check. Maybe there's been more news since we put this together about those 2. No, we still have those 2 seats not projected. We don't yet know what's going on in Colorado. I really hope that Ken Buck does not win that seat. I mean, Colorado Amendment 62 supporting Ken Buck. You know, last week we talked about Amendment 62 would essentially outlaw all abortions, even in the case of life or health of the mother or child. So we're what's pro-life about that?
Right. Actually, and we did get an interesting email about that we'll talk about.
That we can
later
talk about it right now, Louis. What did it say?
Well, let's see. Let me go back to that.
I'll just tell you because I know offhand. It also would prevent birth control pill, because that also apparently
all forms of birth control.
I don't think it's all forms. Any chemical form, which would include, I guess, shots, patches,
right.
all those things that Lewis gets. All those things would essentially be outlawed.
All those things to keep me from becoming pregnant.
So I really hope Ken Buck doesn't win. And they're counting votes. It must be by hand up there in Alaska. It looks like, I don't want to speak too soon. I'm optimistic that Joe Miller is not going to win. So the Senate. That's where we are there.
Midweek Politics is made possible by listeners like you and by Greenfield Savings Bank, building a strong community one account at a time, with neighborhood offices in Greenfield, Amherst, Conway, Shelburne Falls, South Deerfield, and Turners Falls, and online at greenfieldsavings.com. By the Daily Hampshire Gazette and GazetteNet.com, connecting our communities with local news and information. By DIF Design, specializing in custom business websites at DIFdesign.com. Find out more about underwriting Midweek Politics at midweekpolitics.com.